Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Stoveside Chats. My name is Chad Blackwelder. I do food service marketing for the North Carolina Department of Agriculture. So before I started this job, I was a chef for many years and owned 4 restaurants. Hello there, Audra Hathaway. Thanks for joining us. Thank you guys for waving in and joining us. We appreciate it. So I have a cool job. I still get to work and hang out with crazy chefs. Speaking of chefs, I'm going to bring in our guest today. All right, we're waiting for our guest to come in. Our guest today is Chef Jamie Davis of the Hackney in Washington, North Carolina. Again, I love hanging out with chefs and talking with chefs. Hey, Chef.
What's going on? How are you doing?
Doing good, man. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
All right, let me try to work that out.
There you go.
There you go. What's going on?
Not much, man. Thanks for joining me today.
Sir, yes, sir.
It's nice to meet you. I keep up with you on Facebook, but I've never had a chance to talk to you. I lost you. There you are. So thanks for joining us. I was just talking about my background as a chef and how much I enjoy still hanging out and talking with chefs. I love this job for that fact. And I was going to say before you got here, I'll say it anyway, we got a doozy of a chef today. And I know that by keeping up with him, and I see his posts on Facebook, and your food is beautiful. So for the folks,
thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and what led you to the Hackney there in Washington.
My name is Jamie Davis. I'm originally from Jacksonville, North Carolina. Started working at a chicken and barbecue restaurant, and I don't know, man, it's kind of one of those things I fell into. You start doing as a dishwasher, then you work your way up, then next thing you know, you find yourself really being like you like it, and you just start doing it. I joined the Army to cook, and I thought I was going to cook all this extravagant stuff, and that didn't happen, but it did teach me a lot of discipline, be resourceful. It just taught me to think on my toes. And the Hackney, they're in the process of opening up. They're looking for a chef. And my wife's sister actually lives in Washington, heard about it. So my wife, behind my back, emailed my resume to my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law emailed it to this person in Washington, and that's how they got in contact with me.
That's cool. Hey, you got some good folks looking out for you, sounds like.
Yeah, man, everything happens for a reason. I'm a firm believer of that.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your cooking style, Chef.
So right now, we really like to focus on North Carolina seafood and North Carolina beef. But I like to push the envelope on things that I know nobody else in the region is really doing right now. And I just like to keep pushing and pushing. But then I realized, I want to keep it simple and let the ingredients just speak for themselves. I don't want to put 15 things on a plate. I want to put 3 to 4 good things, and all the work is really in the prep. Let your produce speak for itself, let your protein speak for itself, and actually just focus on the dish. So I think right now we're just exploring. We're just keep pushing. I got a couple young people with me, and we just push. We just kind of work. We're just like, all right, this is what we're going to focus on this week.
Yeah.
And we're just continue to push. So we can do whatever we want. We have fun with it. We don't want to say we're this. We don't want to say we're that. But we want to focus on seafood.
Yeah.
Hence us being right on the water.
Yeah, absolutely. I was looking at your menu, and just by what you post on Facebook, you do a lot of very interesting kind of modern takes on stuff, but you also have some nods to the classic. I know recently you did like a Veronique dish, and you have a Wellington on your menu and a hunter sauce and a vol au vent, but it's really nicely juxtaposed with like the burger and the cool kind of take on the s'mores. So you're right. It's doing a little bit of everything and making a bunch of people happy.
That's what we're trying to, and at the same time, it's just like realizing we have the world as our platform right now. We're in a town where we're bringing in a whole new dining experience. So it's like every day it's like our first day to try to wow them again and get people to come back. So, we're just trying to push our limits to see what we can do.
Yeah. But you know what they say, you're only as good as your last meal you put out. So,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about the Hackney. You guys are in an old bank, is that correct?
Yes, sir. It was built in 1922.
Wow.
It was they stopped using about, I want to say 13, 14 years ago now. Multiple stories. The Hackney is just one big project that's going on. So the Hackney has a dual meaning. It's a family name and a borough in London.
Okay.
And my owners Miss Suzanne is from Washington, North Carolina, and Nick Sanders is from England. So they came back with the Hackney, and so we're upscale. We're a gin distillery also. We distill our own gin, 1,000 peers. We have plans to do a couple things that's in the works. So, we have the restaurant, distillery, we got a couple other things, hopefully, that we'll start working on probably in the next year or so. And we try to keep it very classic. I don't know if you can see it around, but we have paintings on the wall. It's try to be very welcoming.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, right? I've never been there, but the pictures I've seen online, it's a handsome dining room for sure. It's a really good looking space. Let's talk just a little bit about COVID and how you guys have pivoted and how you dealt with that.
Well, at first for COVID, when it first hit, we're like everybody else. We didn't know what to do. So with us being a distillery, we started distilling hand sanitizer. And we were giving it out to the community, all the first responders, all the health departments, all the hospitals, preschools, things of that nature. Then we started our to-go order, and it was just me by myself. Then we started doing our drink kits, and we just tried to figure out, okay, we got to go with the times. We can't really do that upscale food, so let's start knocking out sandwiches and burgers. So we've done that, and when we were able to open back up, we brought back a couple people. And what I realized is it's more challenging kind of, but at the same time, it's kind of like a breath of fresh air almost. Mm-hmm. I got a couple people that I got with me, and we're doing a lot more. We're pushing a lot more. And the diners, I think, are starting to see like a better dish in front of them, better quality. On a Friday night, you're doing 50 instead of 80. And that sucks. But at the same time, I think it makes the diners come out Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Yeah. Instead of just Friday and Saturday. Yeah. So I think the average person would just go out on the weekend and are now coming out on a Tuesday and trying different food. So, and then, again, we make our own hand sanitizer. The servers are really knowledgeable. It just makes you think on your feet, and you have to go with the times. Everything can't be super upscale. You got to have some things that you usually wouldn't do, but when you do it, you're like, this is awesome. Mm-hmm. And people keep coming back for it. So I think it just makes everybody think on their toes.
Now, are there some of the new dishes that you made more casual? Will they find a permanent spot in your rotation? You take those and kind of dress them up a little bit for your dining room, or pull inspiration from out of it?
Kind of, they might. Like right now, we're on probably a 4-week rotation. Okay. We're rotating every 4 weeks. But I think like the Wellington is a permanent. We can't take that off. That's a permanent. The ribeye, it sells a lot. I kind of want to take it off, but it's like, why? If it's not broke, don't fix it. Yeah. Our burger is permanent. So I think the classical like seafood dishes, I think I'll just keep switching up. But things like the Wellington, we're the only ones I think that do Wellington. It's super old school, but it catches a lot of people's eyes when they come in. They're like, oh man, beef Wellington, I haven't had that since. So I had a young chef there said I haven't had that since culinary school.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, that's really cool. I was going to ask you, you posted a picture of some baby octopus the other day. What'd you end up doing with those?
Baby octopus.
Or maybe that was older in your feed, but you had some.
Oh, yeah, that was a throwback from when I was at the Prime Rib in the Maryland Live Casino.
Okay. All right, yeah.
We confit those, I want to say confit and serve them with like maybe arugula olive salad, something of that nature.
Yeah, I love
I would love to get in there.
Yeah. You post a lot of pictures of your family. You got a beautiful family, by the way. It seems like, as hard as it is for a chef, it seems like you have kind of struck a work-life balance.
Yeah, and that's all due to my wife.
Yeah.
She's very strong. She's very strong, and she's understanding. Like she's been in the business, and she knows the early mornings, the late nights, and we just make it work. She'll bring the kids up here to hang out, or as soon as I'm done, I'll run home real quick for a little bit before service. But it's all my wife. I can't take no credit for it. She makes sure when I get home, the kids are up to play with me for a little bit, and we like to keep them up just so they can see me. Yeah. If they don't see me, sometimes it's kind of a long night. Yeah. So
that's cool.
Go home, hang out.
Now you guys, right after the governor initiated the shutdown originally, you guys had a really good feature on WUNC for the weekend, North
Yes.
Carolina weekend. That was a great piece of footage. I know the timing wasn't the best for that, but hopefully people are still seeing that, and you know, you guys are building off of that, I hope.
Yeah, we did pretty good. We do fairly well with that. I think as every time they air, we get a group of new customers, which is great, and just word of mouth right now, and our internet presence and the gin brings a lot of people also.
Yeah. What size town is Washington?
Washington is not a very big town.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful coastal town right on the water. It seems like everybody knows everybody, tight knit community, but it's not very big at all.
Yeah. I know that you love cookbooks. It seems like you collect a lot of cookbooks.
Yeah.
What's your favorite new cookbook, and what's inspiring you as a chef right now?
Right now, I'm actually looking at Du Bois, which is a restaurant in London.
Okay.
Very good. And Nicholas Elam's new book, Laurel. Those two are those are inspiring me. I really like those guys. But I like to get a lot of classics, you know, because if you don't, you can't change anything if you don't know where it came from. If you don't know the history, I really feel like you shouldn't try to change anything if you don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
You know, I see a lot of young guys that like to do phones, spears, and nothing against that, but do you know a classic sauce? What's the classic preparation of things? And I just feel like if you don't know that, where are you going? You got to know your history to get to your future. To me, I just feel like you need that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I always I think it's fun to take a classic dish and put a modern spin on it. You know, don't take it too far from its base, but you know, kind of leave your thumbprints on it. You know,
Yeah.
Seems like that's what you guys are doing there.
Yeah, like what our yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I think we're almost out of time, but is there anything that you want to tell the folks about the Hackney or the distillery? Anything like that? You guys have anything coming up soon?
Yes, I want to say later on this year we're going to do a special dinner. We're going to do two seatings, tasting. I don't know how many courses. I like to push the envelope, so I'm shooting for 8 to 10 courses. I don't know if I'm going to get shot down, but we're going to have seating. Hopefully we'll have the menu out soon. We'll start advertising. We're going to go for probably the end of October. Okay. So we want to do it like a Friday and Saturday night, try to rock it out. But if you're ever in Washington, Greenville, anywhere close, please come to the Hackney. Please give us a chance to show you what we can do, show you what Eastern North Carolina can do. Because, you know, we don't get a lot of attention like Raleigh, Charlotte, Durham. You know, where we're at, it's a few places that are really shining. I want you to give our food scene the chance to wow you.
No, you're right, man. There's a lot of great places. Wilmington's a great food city, but there's more to Wilmington on the East Coast. So glad that you guys are representing your area. Keep doing what you're doing, Chef. I know you're busy, so we'll let you get back to work. But thank you for joining us on Stoveside Chats today.
Awesome. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for your time.
You bet. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Chef Jamie Davis of the Hackney in Washington, North Carolina. Thanks for tuning in today, folks. We really appreciate everyone who joined us and waved in. We really, really appreciate it. That means a lot. So the next 3 weeks, we're going to have 3 of the chefs that are involved with the chef boxes for the Seafood Festival. Go to ncseafoodfestival.org. You can get all the information on the 4 different chef boxes that you can buy, and you'll be able to download a video to go along with it and cook along with the chefs. So next week we have Chef Keith Rhodes of Catch in Wilmington. Then the week after that we have Chef Zach Grack of Local Seafood in Raleigh. We actually just filmed his video today. He did a really cool shrimp dish. And then the last Wednesday of this month, we'll have Chef Jeremiah Tryon of Blue Ocean Market in Morehead City. He's doing a flounder dish. And I've already interviewed Chef Bobby Zimmerman from True Blue. Hey, Megan, the realtor, thanks for joining us. Bobby is the 4th chef in that lineup. So you can go to visit our Instagram page, Got to Be and See. You can see all the old interviews. John Scott Hill, thank you for joining us. So go and look at those. Hopefully they're informative and at least mildly entertaining, I hope. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 2 o'clock with Chef Keith Rhodes. Thank you.